What's one thing your partner doesn't know? Redditor is about to spill all the secrets in this episode. Stay tuned. Welcome back to another Ask Reddit Monday episode on Redditainment. Let's dive right into the comments and see what Redditors are hiding from their partners. First comment says that her mom called for her the moment before she died. When her mom was dying, she was in the room with her for almost 24 hours straight and left for 30 seconds. And I was there, and in those 30 seconds her mother died, but not before calling my wife. I don't know if it will haunt her or not, but I just don't think it's something she needs to know. Wow, we're starting off with a heavy one. I'd have to agree to withhold that information because it might not necessarily be the most positive thing to remember, especially if she's going to beat herself up about not being there, when in reality, there's no way she could have known that. Someone follows up on it and says, you go to the grave with that one, no doubt. She will beat herself up horribly. Let's move on to the next one. Gary F19 says that I have a folder of photos on my computer called Places I Have Found My Wife's Shoes that is legitimately filled with thousands of pictures of my wife's shoes that are neither in the closet nor shoe rack. I started it years ago as a joke and it has gotten out of hand. I mean, that's kind of funny, but how do you explain that? Depending on how many pictures you actually have on that folder. Now, the real confusion will set in if one day somebody finds that folder after you have passed and they have absolutely zero explanation of what the heck is going on there. Alright, let's see what else people hide from their partners. This guy says, my wife doesn't know her Kindle is connected to my Amazon account, and I can see the many alien sex novels she reads. Someone follows up and says, man, you gotta read some of those and tell her about this weird dream you had. Interesting point, man. You could really mess with her. Do something with that information. Another one here says that I knew he was planning to propose to me, but I still acted surprised. Married 14 years now, still haven't told him. He is so proud of the idea that he managed to surprise me. I'm glad you didn't tell him. Because honestly, if you know that the other person knew, kind of ruins it. I've been on both ends of that situation where it's either something you're receiving or something you're giving to somebody, especially when you get something and you totally know what it's going to be, but you don't want to ruin it, so you're not going to say, but you also can't say it afterwards because otherwise it'll just ruin it for that person. This person's response to what's one thing your partner doesn't know is how to turn a light off when she leaves a room. Yes, absolutely. I can totally agree with this one. You, sir, are thinking outside the box. Another person says, I put no salt into his salt shaker he keeps on his table near his video games. He is notorious for over-salting his food and has high blood pressure. I've been doing this for almost 4 years now. He can't tell the difference. Well, first time I've heard of no salt, which I guess is a good thing as salt doesn't cause me any harm. I'm assuming it's some sort of salt substitute. Is she wrong for doing this? I don't know. Maybe it's for the best? At the same time, he should know what he's eating, shouldn't he? Alright, let's do a couple more. This guy says, I didn't say I love you first. I had said, I love it, referring to her laugh. And she misheard me and responded with, I love you too. We had been dating for almost a year at that point, and I realized there was no point correcting her since I did actually love her. 8 years and a wedding later, and she still doesn't know. And I'll probably take it to my grave. I mean, that is a funny story, but would most likely crush her knowing that you didn't actually say that. Another person says, how to grocery shop efficiently. I can't stand going into the grocery store with her. When I was single, I'd shop in the way I'd expect anyone to do. Start left to right, wind through the aisles that have what you need, skip the ones that don't, reach the end, check out. Not her. She makes a list and then follows the list order through the store, back and forth. Visit same aisle 3 to 4 times. What would take me 10 minutes takes her an hour. Even made a rage comic about it. Alright, we gotta see this. Bachelor me grocery shopping, 10 minutes in and out. Married me grocery shopping, 1 hour plus. I forgot something, go ahead and start checking out. I'll just be a sec. Hi, I'm married. 10 minutes later. So is she like ever coming back? No, I don't know. I've never had it that bad. Yes, shopping does take longer typically, but I haven't experienced the craziness of zigzagging through the store and going back and forth. There is typically some sort of an order, although we do tend to stop and look at stuff a lot more opposed to when I go by myself. Alright, let's do the last comment here before we end the show. This person says, before I met him when I was 21, I was arrested for shoplifting, but it was a first offense, so it was taken off my record after I had to go through some things. Still don't know how or when to tell him. Edit, it was a felony charge cause I guess I took expensive stuff. Still got my record sealed or expunged since I went through a program. Honestly, just tell him because it's shoplifting. I mean, I've never stolen anything, but I know tons of people that have shoplifted in the past and they're great people now. Obviously don't do it anymore, but to me it's shoplifting. It's not like you killed someone, it's not like you did something absolutely horrible. You stole something, you learned from it, and it's really not that big of a deal for him to know that. Maybe I didn't scroll far enough down, but I was really hoping for some juicier stuff that people are holding on to. But hey, if you want to check it out for yourself, maybe you come across some comments that I've missed that are much better than what we've had on the show today. I'll leave a link down in the description below. If you've enjoyed this Ask Reddit episode, leave a like on the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.